At the hospital, a doctor is confused about why an x-ray was ordered for a man who was just bitten on the hand. He tells nurse Anna to go find the patient, so she checks the system and sees that the man's been moved to the ICU, which seems strange for just a bite. After her shift ends, Anna goes home to her husband, Luis. They spend the night together in the shower and don't notice that a TV show was cut off for an urgent news update. The next morning, Luis wakes up and sees their neighbor Vivian standing outside the room. When she steps into the light, he sees her face is covered in blood. He tells Anna to call an ambulance and tries to help the girl, but Vivian suddenly bites him on the neck. Anna pushes Vivian out into the hallway while Luis falls onto the bed, but the girl still tries to attack. Anna slams the door shut and locks it, then rushes to check on Luis and presses a pillowcase against his wound. She tries calling emergency services, but only gets a recording saying the lines are full. While Vivian keeps banging on the door, Luis dies, but only for a moment. He comes back as a zombie and lunges at Anna. She manages to push him away, grab the car keys, and dodge the furniture he starts throwing. Anna runs into the bathroom and slips into the tub. She tries to open the window, but it's stuck. The house goes quiet, so she slowly walks to the door and calls out to Luis. Suddenly, he smashes through it. Anna tries the window again and this time gets it open. Luis grabs at her, but she kicks him away and jumps out. Outside, the streets are full of people running and screaming. Fires burn in the houses and explosions are going off. Anna tries asking a neighbor what's going on, but he pulls a gun on her and tells her to stay back. Out of nowhere, an ambulance runs him over and drives off without stopping. When Luis stumbles out of the house too, Anna jumps into her car. Luis climbs on top and starts punching the window, but falls off when Anna drives away. Driving through town is hard. Cars are everywhere. People are acting crazy, and some even throw themselves at her car asking for help. On the radio, a host tells people to stay inside and lock everything up. He also says that even military bases aren't safe. Anna makes it to the highway, where more chaos is going on. Crashes, explosions, and zombies attacking anyone they can get to. She screams when someone suddenly opens her car door and grabs her. She pushes him away and tries to drive off again, but loses control and crashes into a tree. As the zombie outbreak spreads across the world, the authorities try to speak to the media, but they don't know how it started or how to fix it. Soon, people begin rioting in the streets, demanding action, but the military steps in to control both the crowds and the zombies. Hospitals are packed, and buildings keep blowing up day after day. When Anna wakes up, she's found by a police officer named Kenneth, who makes her say something out loud to prove she's not a zombie. They move together and run into 3 other survivors who open fire at first, but stop once they realize Anna and Kenneth are human too. The group says they've already tried different roads, and all of them are overrun by zombies, so they decide to head to the mall instead. While they try to break into the mall, a group of zombies shows up. Kenneth shoots the lock so they can get inside. One zombie manages to grab the door before it closes, but Kenneth kicks it away, and they finally shut the entrance. Afterward, they turn on the lights, but the phones aren't working. They're stuck in a store with locked doors, so they throw a toilet through a window to get into the mall itself. As Anna washes the blood off in a fountain, the group checks the main doors and confirms they're locked too. Andre and Michael volunteer to check the back while the others stay at the front. At the back, Andre jumps when he sees a zombie pressed against the glass, but the glass doesn't break. In the arcade, Michael grabs a large hammer from one of the games and goes to check some strange noises behind a door. A zombie suddenly jumps at him, knocking him down, and the hammer falls and breaks. Michael holds the zombie's mouth back and uses the broken handle to stab it in the head. Back at the front doors, a zombie suddenly grabs Andre's pregnant wife, Luda. Kenneth hits the zombie with his gun, and it attacks him instead, pushing him into the fountain and scratching his arm. As they fight in the water, Anna picks up Kenneth's gun and shoots the zombie. She only hits its shoulder, but that's enough to get it off. They all run and meet up with the others to take the elevator. Once they reach the upper floor, 3 guards with guns stop them and say they need to leave. After some arguing, Anna convinces the guards to let them stay, but they have to give up their weapons. The group watches the news on TV, which shows more chaos and destruction around the world. They also find out the only way to kill a zombie is by hitting its brain. One officer says Fort Pastor is safe, and Kenneth realizes that's where his brother is. Meanwhile, Andre takes Luda to the bathroom and sees she has a cut on her arm. Since it's small, he doesn't think it's a big deal. Anna looks for a first aid kit and ends up having a breakdown, but she pulls herself together and treats Kenneth's wound. Michael suggests they block off weak spots in the mall and paint a sign on the roof in case any rescue helicopters fly by. The guards go downstairs and find the zombie twitching in the fountain. He used to be one of the guards, but now his friends have no choice but to shoot him in the head. After that, they walk around the stores and shoot every zombie they see. A little later, the guards throw the zombie bodies off the roof while the rest of the group finishes making SOS signs. From the roof, they can see the whole town and realize zombies are everywhere. They hear gunshots and use binoculars to spot a man named Andy on the roof of a nearby gun shop. He holds up a sign saying he's alone, then points up at the sky. A helicopter flies by, and everyone waves to get its attention, but the chopper doesn't stop and keeps going. That night, the guards lock the group inside a store so they won't take any supplies. Michael says they need to do something because help isn't coming. Andre still believes the helicopter will return. Kenneth doesn't care about the argument. His only goal is to get to Fort Pastor to find his brother. Meanwhile, the guards watch TV and see a preacher saying the zombies are punishment from God. The next morning, the mall's automatic timers turn on the lights and music, waking everyone up. All the TVs now show static, meaning the signal is gone. Guard Terry goes to check the control unit, and Anna spots him, convincing him to unlock the store so the group can use the bathroom. Terry finds the control room and shuts off the music, then checks the security cameras and sees a truck heading toward the mall. When he tells the others, everyone rushes to the roof and argues about what to do. Anna wants to help the new survivors, but CJ and Bart don't want to take any chances. Terry sides with Anna, so Michael and Kenneth take the chance to punch the other two guards and take their weapons. While Terry leads them to lock up CJ and Bart in the mall jail, Anna and Luda make a sign to guide the truck to the back entrance. But the truck suddenly drives in reverse and crashes into the building, so Andre and Michael go outside to help fight off the zombies. They shoot all the ones that get too close and kill a bunch until they run out of bullets, forcing them to run back inside. Luckily, the people in the truck are okay. They had purposely crashed into the building to climb up and get inside without getting attacked. Once everyone is inside, Anna says she'll check them for any injuries, including a very sick woman being pushed in a wheelbarrow. Kenneth wants to take the truck and go to Fort Pastor, but Steve and Norma tell him they came from there and it's already been taken over by zombies too. Frustrated, Kenneth heads up to the roof where he sees Andy asking for news. Kenneth holds up a sign to tell him the fort is gone and no help is coming. Andy replies with a sarcastic message, which makes Kenneth laugh. Meanwhile, Anna is checking everyone's injuries. Terry looks at the sick woman who suddenly dies. Anna checks her pulse and confirms it, covering her with a blanket, only for the woman to suddenly sit up again. The group panics and runs when they realize she turned into a zombie. Anna grabs a fire poker, and when the woman gets too close, she stabs her in the eye. After seeing the woman change and remembering her husband, Anna tells the group that being bitten is what causes the transformation. Frank has a bite, and Anna wants to keep him separated, but Michael thinks they should kill him before he turns. Kenneth agrees. Anna runs ahead to warn Frank, and his daughter Nicole begs for mercy, but they still go through with it. Nicole is given a moment to say goodbye. Then Frank is taken to a locked room where Kenneth waits to see him turn before shooting him in the head. Days pass, and the group tries to stay busy. Kenneth plays chess with Andy by writing their moves on signs. Bart and CJ play cards in the cell. Anna watches movies with Michael. Nicole and Terry bond while stargazing, and Steve fools around with Monica when he's not hitting golf balls off the roof. Sometimes the golf balls hit zombies gathering at the mall's entrance, where the crowd gets bigger every day. The group also sends Andy notes asking him to shoot specific zombies, and he always hits them perfectly. One night, everyone is having dinner and sharing stories about their loved ones when the power goes out. Andre quickly checks on Luda, who's been getting worse, so he tied her to the bed. 4 men go to check the generator and find blood on the walls. They hear something moving in the dark and get their weapons ready, but it turns out to be just a dog. Michael calls the dog over and it seems friendly, but then it starts barking. Suddenly, a zombie drops from the ceiling and bites Bart's neck. The noise brings even more zombies who appear at the end of the hallway. The group runs, but it's too late for Bart, who is left behind. Kenneth and Michael open a gate so the others can get through, and CJ punches a zombie in the face before they shut the gate again. They lock the door with a padlock to be extra safe before shooting at the zombies climbing over the gate. Bullets are running low, and when one zombie falls, it takes part of the gate down with it. Michael finds a fuel pump and pours gasoline over the zombies, while CJ throws a lighter, creating a big explosion that burns them all. Meanwhile, Andre watches Luda take her final breath and gives her a kiss goodbye. When he checks her belly, he's shocked to see the baby is still moving. But then Luda wakes up as a zombie. Andre quickly grabs a belt and wraps it around her mouth to stop her from biting while the baby is being born. At the same time, Norma notices she hasn't seen Luda in a while and goes to check. She finds Andre holding a baby and Luda growling on the bed. Norma instantly starts shooting to kill Luda, and Andre, angry and heartbroken, shoots back. They both keep firing until they kill each other. The rest of the group hears the gunshots and rushes in. They hear Norma's final words before she dies. Terry wants to shoot her just in case, but Anna says she died from the bullet and won't turn. Then they check the baby and realize it's a zombie, so they have no choice but to put it down. After moving the bodies and getting the generator working again, Kenneth says waiting around to die is worse than death. Anna agrees and says she doesn't want to die there. Michael remembers there are 2 buses in the garage and suggests fixing them up to escape. Steve jokes about taking his boat, but everyone realizes heading to the nearest island is actually a good idea. Everyone starts working hard, using tools from around the mall to reinforce the buses. During a break, Anna and Michael sleep together for the first time. There isn't much ammo left, but they plan to pick up Andy, who should have more guns. Kenneth uses signs to tell Andy about the plan, and Andy replies with "hungry." That's when Kenneth notices how skinny he looks. The buses still need work, but Andy won't survive much longer without food. Since the dog didn't get attacked earlier, they decide to send it with supplies and a radio. Their idea works. The dog runs through the zombies without being bothered, but when Andy opens his dog door, the zombies try to reach in. He shoots at them and quickly shuts the door again. After grabbing the radio, Andy tells the group he's been bitten. Nicole panics and jumps into the truck, driving toward the gun shop to rescue the dog. She parks the truck right in front of the door and runs inside while the zombies climb all over the vehicle. The group hears her saving the dog through the radio, while Kenneth checks the gun store roof, only to see that Andy has already turned into a zombie. His sign is now just covered in blood. When Andy goes back inside, Nicole has to hide to stay out of sight. Some of the group decides they need to go after Nicole, since it's also their only chance to grab more guns. They head into the sewers, leaving Steve behind to guard the door. After a long walk, they come out onto the street and immediately start shooting to hold the zombies back. Kenneth takes out several zombies, but one manages to knock his gun away. The group climbs into the truck and crawls to make it to the gun store, entering through the dog door and closing it right before the zombies get to them. Inside, they grab as many guns as they can carry and follow a trail of blood until they find Andy banging on a door. Kenneth says sorry before shooting him in the head. Then they free Nicole. They need a plan to get back, so CJ goes to the roof and throws a fuel tank into the street, then shoots it to cause an explosion. As the fire spreads and zombies catch on fire, the group uses the moment to run through the street, shooting any zombie that isn't burning until they make it back to the sewer entrance. Zombies push Tucker, and he falls into the hole, breaking his leg. CJ tells the others to go ahead while he stays behind to help. The zombies start jumping into the sewer too, so CJ shoots a few while Tucker fires back from the ground. But there are too many, and the zombies reach Tucker and start eating him. He begs CJ to end it, so CJ shoots him before running off to catch up with the group. The group finally reaches the mall door, but Steve isn't there to open it. Zombies start climbing the stairs, and the group opens fire while Anna shows up just in time to let them in. They can't shut the door because the zombies are holding it, so the group just runs. Once they reach the other survivors, everyone, including the dog, rushes into the elevator and shuts the doors before the zombies catch up. They ride it to the garage and yell at Steve when they find him waiting there. The group splits into 2 teams and gets on the buses. Then they burst out of the garage gates to escape, but zombies immediately surround the vehicles, making it hard to move. The survivors shoot out the windows at them, and Steve even grabs a chainsaw to take some of them down. Since the crowd is still too thick to get through, CJ throws another fuel tank and shoots it, causing a big explosion that clears the path. The buses speed through the city, only having to avoid a few parked cars. Kenneth sees a zombie hanging onto one of the buses and makes a sharp turn to shake it off, but that makes Glenn fall and accidentally drop the chainsaw on Monica. The bus loses control, crashes into a fence, and tips over on its side. The second bus comes back to help while Steve grabs a gun and refuses to help Kenneth. He goes out alone and a zombie jumps on him right away. The rest of the group shows up to help their friends, and Anna is heartbroken to see Monica and Glenn have died because of the chainsaw accident. When she turns around, Steve has turned into a zombie and tries to attack her, so Anna shoots him in the head. Terry shoots the zombie that followed them in the bus, and the noise draws a new horde toward them. The others start shooting to hold them back while Anna grabs the boat keys from Steve's body. She fires at a few more zombies, and thanks to the others covering her, she makes it back to the bus. Michael pulls her in, and CJ shoots the zombies at the door so they can finally shut it. The bus speeds off and crashes through a gate to reach the dock. It nearly falls into the water but gets stuck on the edge instead. The survivors jump out and run toward the boat while the zombies start arriving. CJ gets surrounded and uses his last fuel tank to blow up the group of zombies, sacrificing himself. As the others get ready to leave, Michael says he can't go with them because he's been bitten. He says goodbye to Anna, pushes the boat off the dock, and when it's far enough, he shoots himself. In the end, Anna, Kenneth, Nicole, Terry, and the dog make it out. While sailing, they come across another boat with a zombie inside and take it out quickly. Many days later, after their fuel runs out and the food starts rotting, they finally reach an island, only to find it's full of zombies too. Don't forget to subscribe. Here's some more interesting story you don't want to miss.